Hey Kickstarter, we got an important project update today. If you're on the Zoom, you definitely want to hear this update. For everybody else, let me take you through the latest. Cases are on time, actually ahead of schedule. Filters as well, hopefully shipping these before November. If you're on the Pro, also already in manufacturing and production, so should be shipping by November. Lens working well, already in tooling of how the parts and counterweights work together. So if you're on the Pro, looking awesome. Now, if you have the anamorphic lens for the Zoom, this is where we need your help. Filters, they work great, no problem, but if you got the anamorphic lens, we actually need your help today to vote and to let us know if we should make this product or not. I'm gonna walk you through a couple of the limitations, and then RJ and Caleb are gonna shoot outside so you can see it. But at the end of the day, if you're kind of a pro flyer, comfortable as a filmmaker, you should be fine. If maybe you're new to flying and don't wanna deal with some of these limitations, maybe not for you. But I'm just gonna show you where the limitations are and let you decide. But at the end of the day, vote so we know if we should continue or not. Okay, so let me show you what's going on. The gimbal on the Zoom is different than the Pro. This gimbal isn't quite as strong. It also doesn't have the same level of clearance. So what happens is when you put your lens on, you calibrate it, you're gonna have to manually adjust it to about 5 degrees lower, so it gives you some wiggle room. What happens if you really accelerate quickly, or if you stop the drone quickly, this can hit. And when this hits, what happens is the gimbal just stops. What you have to do is actually fly the drone back home, so use the return to home button, or fly it this way. All you're gonna get is what this is pointing down towards. Once you get it back in your hand, you recalibrate it. But at the end of the day, if you're flying with this product, you just wanna make sure that you're a little bit smoother when operating. You wanna make sure that you aren't slamming down both the throttle and the stop. But you just need to know that your limitation is when you go fast or when you stop quickly, this can hit, and therefore the gimbal stops. But let's go outside. Caleb and RJ are gonna show this to you in real life so you can get a better sense and decide.
All right, so we are out here now. Just wanted to show you that it does work with all the little caveats Mark mentioned, but we want to show you the issue that's happening in a real life scenario. But as you can see here, lens is on, currently is balanced. So let's take it for a flight and show you what's happening.
Here, hold that real quick.
So that's kind of what's happening is it's jerking around like that, and then it eventually just droops down and dies.
So what's happening is you can see when it's when we're flying like that, it's bouncing up and down. At that point, the gimbal was already overloaded, so we actually weren't able to adjust the tilt at all. And the more you fly it around, the more it's just going to start bouncing around, and eventually it'll just drop down. You can also see it was actually flying pretty well, but the scenarios where it gets a lot worse is if it's a little bit windy or if you're really like ripping the thing around a lot. The other thing that we noticed too is when the battery starts to get a little bit lower, there's a little less power that's getting to all the different aspects of the drone, like the motor, the gimbal, the blades, everything. And when the battery's lower, that's actually when the gimbal will fail as well. So there's a few different scenarios where it'll do that, but still flew it around for 5-10 minutes and ripping it around quite a bit. So it works, but it's not perfect, that's for sure.
Hey, now you've seen the update from Niles and RJ, you get a sense of the limitations of the product, but we need your help. Link below has a way you can vote, or you can email us hello@shopmoment and we'll help you out. Stoked on the products, the campaign has a week left. Would love your help to tell your friends. Thank you.